Digital Ally 250 at Kansas Speedway, the 7th of 23 races on the season and the 7th of season for the Truck Series here. Looking for win number 3 for Ben Rhodes. We've had 4 different winners in the first 6 races. I led a lot of laps at Dover in the last race and ended up coming home and past, coming to the line with 2 laps to go. And was not able to hold on in the late stage of that race. So we're going to pick things up here at the rear. Did not qualify for this race. We are night racing at Kansas here on a Friday night. Brent Moffitt will be the pole sitter for today, or tonight's race rather. Johnny Sauter's going to start at the rear of the field, so a teammate of ours will be back there with us, and Mason Macy will also start at the rear of the field. So we're going to start 30th out of the 32 trucks, and we're going to get set to go here.
Almost ready now.
So here we go now, green flag in the air. The Truck Series is underway at Kansas. 167 laps, 250 miles. And we will see how this will go here today.
Hold your line, driver.
Very tight, 3 wide through the middle here, off the race, down to the inside here of Haley Deegan, just to the outside of Lassard. Three wide to the top. And once again here you can see how tight this is going to be as Natalie Decker holds us up. First lap of the race was led by the pole sitter Brett Moffitt. Clay Greenfield making a huge strong move to the inside. What a move now by Ben Rhodes right up the middle. Fighting his way through the field. One of the fast trucks starting at the rear. Between him and Johnny Sauter, we'll see how both of these Thor Motorsport trucks can work as a team and possibly get to the front.
Still there? Clear high, clear high.
Longer race for the Truck Series, 250 miles. We don't get that long of races too often.
Careful, still there.
Especially on the 1.5-mile tracks. Using the controller here for this race here tonight.
All right, you're clear.
And obviously, once again, there is a limit to how many tires that you can take in the Truck Series.
Stay high up here.
That limit is 4 per race. 3 wide now to the top side of the track here is Austin Wayne Self going to split with Ben Rhodes through the traffic. Spencer Boyd kind of taking up the outside line though, after sliding up in front of us.
Inside.
We get a touch from behind now from Clay Greenfield. In the 68 truck, that gets us loose off of turn 4, and that's going to hurt our speed here through the tri-oval.
Still there?
Now loose on the entry into turn 1. Quickly trying to regather it now. Right back to the bumper of Tyler Dipple.
Stay on the bottom.
Big run off of turn 2. We're going to get by Dipple out of the inside of Boyd into turns 1 and 2, and we're going to get around him as well. So up to the 16th position once again here at Kansas. With 162 laps in this race, we know that there is going to be a lot of laps to decide how this thing is going to play out. Not a lot of tire wear should happen here at Kansas, so that being said, we are likely going to get most of the way, if not all the way, through a fuel run before pitting. Unless we get cautions timed out at the right spot. Very close to that 12 truck of Gus Dean. Really trying to take the air off of his truck into the corner. Along with riding the outside line, getting the straightaway speed here down the back stretch. Now we try it again in turns 3 and 4. It seems like this truck is handling a lot better on the top side than what it is on the bottom. Carrying a lot of speed once again. Going to use that momentum down through the tri-oval to get to the inside of Sheldon Creed now. As well, we made a pass on Jordan Anderson as well. With that move, we cleared Sheldon Creed for the 10th position. Can run the bottom, but the truck just gets a little too tight on me compared to when we run the top side of the racetrack. Gets a little tight in the middle as well, but not as tight. Quickly gaining now Austin Hill in the 16 truck down to the inside.
Clear high.
Just like that, Ben Rhodes up to 9th after starting in 30th at the rear of the field. To the outside of Todd Gilliland, at least looking there, not going to get to him yet.
Still there.
Big run down to shoot to the inside through the tri-oval, side by side for 8th between Gilliland and Rhodes.
Clear high, bud.
Rhodes going to clear him before they even get into turn 1. A nice move to slide up in front of him, forcing him to get out of the gas a little earlier than what he wanted to. Waiting to see if Johnny Sauter can fend his way through the field along with me here. Doesn't seem like it's happening. Sauter not off to a great start on this season, and again, with 4 different winners in the first 6 races, only 4 more spots open for the playoffs. Truck is just handling awesomely on the top. Again, a little too tight on the bottom. Still a little tighter than what I want it to be, but this truck is definitely set up for the top side of the track. Bottom is definitely going to be the passing lane when we get up close enough to these guys.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
Such as on Harrison Burton right here, we're going to run through the middle. Not really using all the track side by side as we slide up right alongside of him, and now we still clear him before we get into turns 3 and 4. Back down to the bottom now to secure our spot in line here in the 6th position. That opens the gap now. Matt Crafton will try to sneak underneath of Harrison Burton as well for position. And back to the top again. Grant Enfinger has taken the race lead away here from Brett Moffitt. Moffitt's actually fallen back to the 4th position. Not sure exactly what happened. Maybe his truck's only set up for the short run, and that could be why he's fading back. That could also be a reason for him sitting on the pole in this race as well. Very, very fast short run speed, but car might not be that well in traffic, as well as the fact it might not be that well on the longer run. Very close to that wall. that time. Closer you can get to the wall, the faster line that you are going to run. It's about as close to the wall as we ran all night. A little bit lower that time, couldn't really get it to stick. The outside a little loose on the entry of turn 1. Probably because we were carrying so much speed through the tri-oval after running so high on the racetrack the corner before. And we close the gap on Chastain as we get to his inside here off of turn number 4.
You got room, you're clear there.
5th place at the line that time. Now quickly to the inside of Stuart Friesen.
Stay low, stay low.
Ben Rhodes from the rear of the field now up to 4th, right behind defending series champion Brett Moffitt.
Peeking inside. You got room, you're clear there.
Quickly got to the inside, slides up the track, almost into the 24 truck. Had to get on the brakes. Probably the first time in this race I've even hit the brakes. Not exactly what I wanted to do. Now you see Ben Rhodes back to the top. Gonna get a lot of straightaway speed here, and we're gonna zoom by Brett Moffitt pretty easily that time. Now catching up to the rookie Tyler Anker. To the inside through the tri-oval on Ankrum. As we catch up to the lap traffic now. Battle for second is on. Slide job down by Rhodes. Easily going to slide in front of Ankrum here. We've definitely got the fast truck on the track currently with this run, as Grant Enfinger will be the next truck we're closing in on. Using the lap truck as Travis Quaffle is a pick. But now the crossover move by Enfinger, and we're side by side off of turn 4 for the race lead, but now Deegan will be used as a pick. We lead our first lap of the race. New leader, Ben Rhodes, and the 3rd different leader of the race at that. So after starting at the rear, only took us 20 completed laps to get to the lead, as we are on lap 21 of 167 right now. Barely enough room to get to the outside of Myatt Snyder there. But it worked nevertheless.
Pitting car, just ahead.
Got a slow car on the inside of the race, or a slow truck rather, on the inside of the racetrack here. He's going to get onto pit road though, no problem. As we stay green, we will not get our first caution of the race quite yet. Decent amount of tracks here, or trucks, excuse me, going a lap down early on in this race. For a mile and a half racetrack, kind of rare, especially in the truck series with slower lap times. Very close to the wall again. Great steering them to get to the inside, still hold the throttle down. Pull away from Enfinger. We were closing in on him pretty quickly before we got to the lap traffic, and the lap traffic definitely helped us make the pass on him for the lead a lot easier. We are still continuing to seemingly get through the traffic a lot quicker than our teammate in the 98 truck.
Still there inside.
Natalie Decker had a decent starting position of the race, but she's currently 21st and now 1 lap down. In fact, the first truck 1 lap down. A little bit of space in front of us, and we're going to have 1 truck to catch here in the next lap or 2, and then we've got an even bigger gap in front of us from there. Wow, didn't even realize this, but the right side tire getting very worn out early in this run. Which for running the top side of the track, it's kind of weird. Kansas, one of the better mile-and-a-half racetracks with very easily way that you can run multiple grooves. We might just have to take a 2-tire stop instead of a 4-tire stop here to try and conserve the amount of tires that we have. Especially with the way that the right side tires, or at least the right front, because even the right rear tire isn't wearing out that much. Got a little bit more in it than the left front right now, but usually both the front tires start to go, and the left rear is usually the last tire to get worn out the most. We'll see when it comes down to it if we should take 4 tires or 2 tires under the... Want to try to ride it out as long as we can, but it doesn't look like we're going to get anywhere close to the fuel run, which I was originally thinking was likely going to happen at the start. Spencer Boyd in 19th right now as he's going to go a lap down. Right front tire really starting to wear out now.
All right, you're clear.
And pretty quickly at that. Out of the middle. And turns 3 and 4. About 18% tire wear left on the right front tire. We got about 17 laps left of fuel in the tank. That's estimated, of course, as well as the tires. It can blow early. You run out of gas within, I believe, a 3-lap range on the estimated fuel. And with the tires, we could blow a tire anywhere between 5% or less. So we are likely going to make green flag pit stops here in the next couple laps if we don't get a caution.
The tires, driver. You got room. You're clear.
Got one truck out of this race already, and that was the truck that was seemingly blowing up with an engine on the inside of the track about 5 to 10 laps ago. Couldn't tell who it was at the time. Maybe we'll find out here in a little bit when we make our green flag pit stop. Dive to the inside here of Anthony Alfredo in the corner. And quickly to the top side now to try and get around Corbin Forrester. So 15 trucks on the lead lap here on this first run of the race. And no pit stops have happened yet. We are over 30 laps in. No need to pit this time. We will stay out as long as possible so we don't get caught a lap down. But I doubt we're going to fall a lap down if we take 2 tires. Very interesting strategy though. But for starters, I believe we're going to take 4 for this first pit stop. Might change our mind if we had to get on the brakes there. Chose the wrong line when we chose the top side. Had pretty good grip in the car, pretty good handling that I've ran ever so close to that wall. I was hoping to do that to get around them there, but they're running just as high as I was, if not a little higher.
All right, clear low. Watch those tires.
getting past a lot more lap trucks now. You can see how much the lap times have fallen off. 33.320 that last lap. Granted, we had to hit the brakes and we're in lap traffic, but still almost a second slower than the fastest lap we've run in this race today. We are nowhere close to our record lap time at Kansas at 32.044, but we'll see how the clean air is on fresh tires because we have not gotten that far yet. So with 132 laps to go, we are likely going to make our first green flag pit stop of the race right here. And there is no need to risk it an extra lap, so we're going to bring it down onto pit road here this time. Into turns 3 and 4. Gonna start backing it down now.
Drop your speed, driver.
Gotta make sure we don't speed. We had a speeding penalty in my Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas that we were never able to come back from. So here we are. We're gonna make a 4-tire pit stop, green flag pit stop at that. Not gonna have to repair any damage. Entire race so far. And so here we go, quick pit stop there, 15.8 seconds.
Clear of the pit, hammer down.
And with the 4-tire stop, we are just about ready to go a lap down here. As you can see, the race leader, Grant Enfinger, right out of the rear view. There he goes, trying to get around Gus Dean. So more trucks are actually back on the lead lap because of the gap I had built up for the race lead. But I am currently a lap down. We'll get around Gus Dean here with the 4 fresh tires. And we are now the first truck 1 lap down. As we get back up to speed, trying to get our lap back here on our teammate. Enfinger almost throws a block on us there. If we go to the top side of the track, we'll easily get around him here with the 4 fresh tires. And we are off and running.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there. Top 3, use it if you need it.
So back on the lead lap now in the 17th position.
Alright, you're clear there.
Now in this game, and really any of the NASCAR heat games in general, since NASCAR implemented the rule for the Xfinity and Truck Series to kind of help cut costs of limiting the amount of times that they can use tires, or limiting the amount of tires they have at the track on race day. That is not implemented in the game, but it's something I like to use to try and make this a little more difficult and more realistic as we go. So if you do hear me say that throughout the seasons on the Xfinity and Truck Series, let that be the known fact why I'm doing it. Get around Jordan Anderson here for 14th. Again, just blowing by these guys right now for the most part. As I was the first truck to hit pit road. I was in the race lead, but I'm back on the lead lap right now, so it's going to turn out okay regardless. So I'll cycle back to his leader, whether everybody pits under caution or green flag. But the more laps that we run in green flag, before we ever get a caution, if we get one before they pit, they are going to have a lot fresher tires on the restart than I do, and I have to say the tires can't pit for tires twice this early in the race.
Top 3, use it if you need it.
So I did take that 4-tire pit stop there that last time. Debated on taking 2 fresh tires, but I took the 4. Ended up getting back on the lead lap within a lap or 2 after coming out of the pits, so it did work out. Alright, we are creating a huge gap here on Grant Enfinger despite passing just a few laps ago.
Still clear.
It's amazing how much more grip we have in the car right now.
Excellent lap there. Good job.
We've not had a caution-free race in any of the 3 series yet on any of the seasons. But we are still early in the season on all of them, so that could change.
All right, you're clear there.
Run down to the apron here through the aisle to help get around the lap truck of Josh Reaume. It looked like he was going to be in the way, so luckily we had that to our advantage. Try not to go down there too much, because although it is the fastest way on the track and it does kind of knock your lap times down, it's the fastest way around the track. You do wear your tires out a lot more going onto the apron because there's, for one, very little rubber down there. For 2, all the bumps, regardless of the track, if it's bumpy or not, very difficult to keep your tires fresher, I guess, while doing that. So race leader Grant Enfinger now onto pit road to make his service stop. Looks like we will cycle through as the race leader, as the rest of the leaders are on pit road that were originally on the lead lap. So when we come back to the start-finish line, we will have our second lead of the race.
That car ahead of you is pitting.
And it will be on lap 47 of 167. Still ways to go in the Truck Series race, but without any caution so far, these first almost 50 laps have really flown by. And you can see with Harrison Burton, not one of the top cars in this race, but him having fresher tires, very difficult for me to try and catch him right now. It's going to be that way with a lot of these lap trucks, and if we could get some pressure from behind us in some of these trucks coming out of the pits right now. So although we have the race lead, quite a big margin, as you see Enfinger about 23.5 seconds ahead of us. We'll see if he can knock that time down at all, and I'm sure he will before we end up making our next green flag pit stop. Seems like the right side tires aren't wearing off as much as they were in that first run, so I'm not really sure exactly what the deal is there. But we're going to run to a different camera angle for the first time today as we go to the in-truck camera and try and chase down the 18 truck of Harrison Burton. Just see how stable this truck is. Got pressure from behind here as we've got Brett Moffitt looking to get his lap back.
Still there. Careful, still there. You're all clear up top there.
Now to the hood cam here for the first time today. The onboard camera here on this truck. Brett Moffitt so much faster than us right now on the racetrack in the 7th position, just on lap to himself. But now stuck behind a lap truck here. And he ran the bottom. It's going to hold him up even more as we go down to the front bumper camera for the first time today. So tough to even catch the 26th place truck of Joe Nemec out here. We do catch him and get to his inside into turns 3 and 4 here. We're going to slide up in front of him. pretty easily once we get to the side of him. Enfinger's already closed the gap 2 seconds since coming off of pit road 3 laps ago. So he's quite a bit faster than us right now. See how tight this truck is after running the bottom. Really wants to push up the track, especially in the middle of the corner. It rolls in fine, and even coming off it's alright. It's very tight through the center of the corner though when I come off the top. Moffett just really checking out on us now. This is just a fantastic start to the race. It's kind of unbelievable right now that we have not had a caution here in this Truck Series race so far. Already through 1 fuel run, everybody has gone through. We did have somebody blow an engine, but he was quickly able to get off the racetrack before a caution came out, before he got in the way of any of the lap cars at the time or any of the race leaders.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear there.
Lead is now down under 19 seconds here. Now a little over, so it's varying right about 19 seconds back.
Still there.
It's pretty unbelievable. So now it is about an 18.5-second lead, but again, he's closed the gap about 5 seconds, and he is a little over a half track behind still. But definitely making up some good ground. Look at how close we are to the wall that time. Pretty far above that very top hash mark line in the corners.
Top 3, use it if you need it.
Pretty tight on the bottom. Really have to work through the throttle to get around even the lap trucks here. Again, that's just the setup we've got in this truck. It's a moderate setup, but it is definitely loose enough that run the top side no problem. And now we get our first caution of the race. Got a couple takers on the pit road here this time. This is all right. Only 7 trucks on the lead lap right now. Free pass will go to Matt Crafton. So, trying to save tires at least for the time being. And we are going to stay out of the pits here when we roll into this restart with 106 laps to go. 4 of the 7 trucks on the lead lap at the time will stay, or will go onto pit road, and only the top 3 will stay out here. So following the first yellow of the race, green flag back in the air at Kansas. Good jump on the restart here for Ben Rhodes, and teammate Grant Enfinger will pull in line right behind him. Making it Thor Motorsports here, 1-2 in line going into turns 1 and 2 on the restart. But again, the top 3 stayed out. And everybody behind us is going to have 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Rhodesville with the clean air right now. How long can he hold on to this race lead for? Before everybody on the fresh tires is going to get on up through the field here and maybe try to pull away. Cautions usually set up for a lot of varying pit strategies, especially when there are no stages in the race. Quickly to the inside now is going to go Tyler Ankrum for the race lead. He's the first truck to get through on the fresh tires, but we are not going to block him because I know we've got nothing for him. No need to risk anything this early in the race. Stuart Praisen quickly going to get to second. We'll see if he's going to run down Ankrum. It looks like he's running down Tyler Ankrum pretty quickly. It's now Praisen working on the race lead here on Ankrum. And while there is a battle for the lead going on just ahead of us, there's a battle for third as well as Ross Chastain closed the gap here on Rhodes for the third position. But he had nowhere to go as he ran the top side of the racetrack there, which was the same as me that time around. Very close to that wall once again here. Chastain giving us a huge push down the backstretch. Now a huge push here off of turn 4.
Outside. All clear.
He's going to hold on to our position for now, but how much longer will he go? Going to run through the middle, and he's still looking like, I think he was hoping I wasn't going to make it there. And now here comes Harrison Burton down to the inside. Side by side for third as I side draft off of him, but not going to put up too much of a fight here. Chastain all over the back bumper. Really won't get around. I might just try the inside here. No, I'll try the middle. You can still get decent speed in the... Sure enough, Chastain's going to try the middle.
Car on the outside.
This cannot get by. I'll go through the middle again. He drops to the very bottom of the track, and finally Chastain able to get around. Oh, side by side, almost ran into each other there. I was expecting him to clear me, and I'm sure he thought that too. He had great cornering speed on the bottom.
Stay low.
I'm going to work my way to the bottom and kind of take his line away. He's probably throwing fits inside of that race truck right now, knowing that I was putting up a lot more of a fight than what he wanted. Me being on older tires and us racing for the third, fourth positions.
Your tires are getting pretty bad.
Chastain now all over Harrison Burton with 99 laps to go in this race. A 14% left tire wear here on that right front. Get moved to the top side of the racetrack. Burton runs the middle that time with Chastain on the bottom. And Ross Chastain will work his way around. And he'll clear Burton off of turn 4 for third.
You're wearing those tires down.
Harrison Burton now back to fourth, and we'll see if we can get a run on him here in the next few laps. On the bottom here was the same as Burton, not close enough to make the pass that time. Probably should have tried running the top again.
tire wear a little, okay?
I'm gonna take 4 fresh tires once again here on pit road. Because although it would be nice to save, I think I gotta be a little bit on the aggressive side here with the varying pit strategy. To the inside of Harrison Burton now for 4th. Tires finally starting to even out with some of these guys that are just pit. We clear Burton off of turn 2, and now that'll move us up a position here. Probably should have pit that time. Bottom is going to be open on the track here for Harrison Burton to try and get the run. Not quite. So we're going to pit this time by 95 laps to go here at Kansas. And with 95 to go, we'll see if the right front tire will hold up in time. Down to the inside.
Easy on the tires, driver. Slow down.
Almost sped on pit road there, but we did lock it down in time, and we did preserve the tires while doing so. So no damage. Ran it down about as low as possible there, and we will take 4 fresh tires on this next pit stop. So a little risky taking the 4 fresh tires now, but I feel fine. I feel great about the truck's speed when we have 4 fresh tires, that we'll be able to make up more time than they are. So I was in the 4th position when I came onto pit road here for my 2nd pit stop of the race. In my 2nd here under green flag, 16-second pit stop, about a 1/10 of a second slower than the very first pit stop of the race. But we are going to be good to go here. Going to get back up onto the racetrack. Oh, getting sideways now. Almost, yes, backing it into the wall.
Yellow's out.
And the caution will fly as we are a lap down. I touched the racetrack just as I was getting off of pit road. And I might have flat spotted the tires along with it, but I cannot take tires here once again. 2nd caution of the race, and that's going to be the first wreck I've been in all season here in the Truck Series. Unbelievable. Gonna have to pit to repair some damage, as I definitely some damage on that rear bumper there. No tires. Well, we might as well fill up on fuel. Very unfortunate circumstance there. We'll restart in 9th.
Alright, be smart out there. Going green. Be ready.
As I bring out the 2nd caution of the race, my first wreck of the season. And the rest of the field was able to pit as well, so everybody on even tires here. Got to get back on the lead lap. Green flag back in the air here at Kansas once again. Heck of a restart on the top side of the track though, while trying to get back on the lead lap. After falling a lap down after wrecking. Huge run though to the inside of Tyler Anchor now to try and get my lap back. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. They're 3 wide back behind us. And Ankram's going to get passed here for the race lead by Harrison Burton. Burton looking to the outside now to try and put me a lap down, but it's not going to work at the line. We are on the lead lap, at least for the time being. Down in the middle, Grant Enfinger able to take the race lead away. And so here we go, teammate Grant Enfinger. Trying to get a little bit of a run here. The bottom is left open. Oh, almost contact between Friesen and Enfinger.
Wow, that's bad.
As they run side by side, it's going to allow us to get away a little bit here and give us a little bit more space into turn 1. Friesen is just clear Enfinger as Enfinger gets loose into turn 1. Great speed off the top of the racetrack for us that time. Oh, just kind of brushed the wall. Tough break for Friesen. We chose the outside right behind us as we brushed the wall. With 87 laps to go, now Brett Moffitt's going to try to take the race lead back. We know he's got a good short run truck. Qualified on the pole, led laps early in the race, but has not led since leading at that time. Out of the in-truck cam here once again. Trying to run the top side of the track here, remain on the lead lap. Grant Enfinger is now taking the race lead away from Stuart Friesen. Enfinger, who seemingly has about the second fastest truck in the field, is going to get to the inside of us now. But we get the run off of turn number 4, and we're able to stay in front of him here just by a hair with 85 laps to go, but now 84 to go for the leaders. Enfinger charging hard, again to the bottom as we are on the top. Right up against the wall, gonna get the speed again here off the corner. He can pull alongside of us, but he can't quite get us lapped down. We have too much momentum going for him to get the side draft. Now he moves to the top once again. He's got to know that we're not going to be moving. And that allowed everybody behind him to close the gap again. It seems like whoever's in the race lead that gets alongside of us and can't complete the pass on us, it's costing them a lot of time too. He's allowing the cars in the field behind them to really get a run on him.
Coming to the cross flag. Halfway, this time by.
83 laps to go. We are halfway home in this race here. Cross flags in the air. You can see Enfinger right now really trying to close the gap once again. So we know it's going to be a pretty good race to the finish. Everybody takes full fresh tires because this is a great battle right now. And the caution flies while we remain on the lead lap. So very, very perfect execution there to get back on the lead lap. Get the third caution of the race fairly quickly. As Harrison Burton and Brett Moffitt will both pit on pit road this time. We could pit because we're the last truck lap down. Now Matt Kraft is going to pit as well, but it's just a little too early, in my opinion, for us to come down here and take our third set of tires. So we're going to stay out. That'll move us up to 6th. So the top 6 stayed out, 7th through 9th.
We're going green.
Had pit.
Be ready.
10 trucks on the lead lap here after a third caution of the race, and the green flag is back in the air here at Kansas. Restarting in 6th here with the green flag back in the air. 78 laps to go in the race. Anchor looks to slide up to the top. We go to the top side, had to check up on the entry of the corner, and Grant Enfinger is going to get out in front of Stuart Friesen, who will overtake the second position. Very tight there, side drafting off of Anchor, trying to slow his truck down. Down to the top side of the racetrack. Very, very close here. Friesen out to the inside of Enfinger for the lead. Again, we're looking to go to the top, but it might not work. Now down to the bottom. 3 wide for the race lead now, going into turn 1. Trying to hold the bottom. We've been tight down there all day. Friesen gets pitched. He gets out of the gas, and now that opens the door up for Ankrum again. Another 3 wide battles. We get loose on the exit of the corner and lose our momentum. Contact now with the 88 truck. Brett Moffitt trying to squeeze in there as well. Everybody getting slowed up right now. We go down to the apron to try and make some moves. to the inside of Brett Moffitt. We don't want him to get up there with being on fresh tires. Ankrum trying to hold him back. Moffitt to the inside now for the race lead. Can he clear Ankrum off of turn number 4? They're side by side again. As we go right back down to the apron once again here with 75 to go to close the gap. Now to the inside of Ankrum here.
Still there.
Slide job on Ankrum for second, and we got it. A little bit of a push now going into turns 3 and 4.
Hold your line, got one inside.
That is not what I wanted. And that'll allow Matt Crafton to get underneath us here for second. 74 laps to go. Brett Moffitt is the race leader out in front right now on the fresh tires.
Looking inside now.
And now Tyler Ankrum is going to get to the inside here, side by side for third. He doesn't know where to go, so he's just going to follow as we get very, very tight. Had to get out of the gas on exit of the quarter. Ankrum will get by, as well as Harrison Burton will get by, and we're back to 5th. Harrison Burton on those 4 fresh tires as well here. Burton's going to get by Ankrum. Matt Crafton on the top side of the track trying to pick up as much ground as possible here to get back up to the back bumper of Brett Moffitt. There's still a 72 to go, a decent amount of time left in this race.
Careful, still
Just
there.
have to wait it out and see. Oh, got into the back bumper of Ankrum there. Wasn't expecting that much of a closing rate into the corner. Does that, we go to the bottom, but so does Ankrum. And that'll block us off there once again. To the inside of Ankrum now for 4th with 70 laps to go. Really putting the power down. Trying to slide in front of him, not going to work as we're side by side again here down the backstretch.
Still there.
And despite the contact, still side by side. Off of 4, no, finally Ankrum clears us. He lost a little too much momentum. He's just going to try to side draft off of him. Really pinching us down the corner. We kind of hit the apron and had to hit the brakes there. Ankrum giving us a really good fight. We're just not able to get around him for the moment. Despite the fact that I know we're faster. And the only reason he even got around us, we got very tight, had to get out of the gas because we ran the bottom instead of the top. Just cannot hold the bottom here to really try to make the pass. I got to complete it. It's really the only way I'm able to get there. But now to the top side here as Ankrum goes to the bottom. Ankrum going to hold on right in front of us. But now we work to the inside to try and get around him again.
Stay low, stay low. Clear
Now we go to the bottom here, and we're going to slide up finally in front of Tyler Ankrum. And just like that, oh, we get a caution. 67 laps to go. as we will get our 4th caution of the race now. So we're going to choose to pit here. A little bit of decision making to go. But we are going to pit, take 4 fresh tires here. Our 3rd set of tires in the race. But I think we've got enough to where we can still pit that one more time because we're out of the pit window here. 48 laps on a full tank of fuel. So we cannot make it to the end no matter what. So green flag in the air. First off the pit road out of everybody that pit, the top 3 stayed out and are on older tires here. Moffitt was looking to go up and block us, but he wasn't able to get in front of us quite right away. Gonna get the run off of the corner here in turn 2 as we beat him to the top. Now we'll block down the back stretch. It'll be a new leader at the line, and once again, it'll likely be Ben Rhodes as we run ever so close to the wall there. As Moffitt's going to lose the race lead. Enfinger now up to 2nd, but the new leader is Ben Rhodes with 63 laps to go. 4 cautions in this race, and they've all come within about the last 30 to 40 laps. Great race so far, one of the more entertaining truck races we've had this season. On. Out. Dead's pull. Laps to go in this race. Tyler Ankrum now closing the race lead down. He's only 0.3 seconds back. Enfinger only a half second back in the race lead. He's in 3rd. 60 to go. Still plenty of time here. See him coming on the inside. They're not close enough to quite get down to the bottom and get underneath me yet in the middle of the corner to attempt to at least try to get side by side off the exit. Again, Ankrum going to go to the bottom, but he's not going to be able to carry the speed that we are off the top. They're definitely closing the gap though. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to choose the top. Ankrum does that time. Enfinger's going to get to the bottom. Side by side for 2nd, back behind between Enfinger and Ankrum. 58 laps to go. Enfinger now to the bottom again. He's going to clear Tyler Ankrum for 2nd. Enfinger, probably the 2nd fastest truck throughout most of this race. Right behind his teammate Ben Rhodes here. Enfinger down to the bottom again here with Rhodes on the top. Not going to quite get alongside of him. His running momentum gets shut down. What a race so far. want to see Ingram and Enfinger battling out of the rearview mirror for second. That'll help kind of hold our race lead, or at least make it easier to hold the race lead. Ross Chastain trying to work into the mix now. The top four all within a second. Unbelievable. The fastest lap of the race we've run now has been on this green flag run. It was a 32.199. Still, we have not hit our fastest time I've ever ran here in the Truck Series. Which is a 32.044 here in Kansas. Look at that, Tyler Ankrum now to the inside of Grant Enfinger for position. And we get caution number 5 on the race with 55 laps to go. Still can't make it on fuel to the end for the final 51 laps off this restart. We got Brett Moffitt and Harrison Burton both coming down onto pit road, as well as Matt Crafton at the rear end of the lead pack here. Sheldon Creed will get the free pass, putting 12 trucks back on the lead lap. The least amount of trucks we've had on the lead lap in the race today is 7.
Almost ready.
And again, now the green flag back in the air, following our 5th caution of the race, getting a great jump on the restart as we have most of the night. 51 laps to go now in Kansas. Two trucks now after that last caution is deemed out of the race. Those 3 trucks towards the rear end of the lead pack. We're definitely going to be faster with the 4 fresh tires here. But I believe with all the different pit strategies, everybody can take 4 fresh tires one more time in this race. Enfinger did not have a good restart. He has gone from 2nd to 5th now within the first 2 laps. Slowly pulling away from Anchor. But again, those guys with 4 fresh tires have not gotten up to at least 2nd yet. That's kind of holding them back for now. Now Enfinger is pulling outside of the top 5. Out of the in-truck cam here for the final time tonight. Brett Moffitt's up to 5th. I know he was trucks that had come down on the pit road. Him and Matt Crafton for sure. Chastain did or not. Not totally sure. Moffitt now up to 4th as he's going to get around Chastain. Amazing how close we got to the wall again that time. Especially with the in-truck cam making it a little bit more difficult. Brett Moffitt has now worked his way up to second. He's only about a second and a half off the race lead. And he probably will be coming very soon here. Final time here tonight to the hood cam, the onboard cam here. Carolina Nut Company, 99 truck. 1.2 seconds back of the race lead is Brett Moffitt. He is closing slowly but surely. Definitely expect him to get up towards the race lead here pretty soon, or at least to make it a battle for the lead in the next few laps. Just about 1 second ahead still. Ran the middle over through turns 1 and 2. Actually stuck pretty good there. It's one of the better times that it's stuck. In the middle of the racetrack. .40 laps to go now at Kansas. Clean air out in front right now, definitely helping my sake for keeping the lead at about a second. Now with the front bumper cam for the final. Brett Moffitt has closed the gap, but he's kind of stalled out by the time it was only about a 1 second lead. He was closing in pretty quickly once he got up into second. Everyone's kind of stalled out here, at least for the moment. Can't make a mistake. Got to keep the gap where it's at right now. Can't let him close it even more. Kind of starting to pull back away from him a little bit, almost a second and a half lead. But again, though, one more cycle of pit stops left to go in this one. Also, we've got lap traffic coming up really soon here, so once I'm out of the clean air, we'll see if Moffitt can close the gap once again. Lap trucks will be coming about the next lap or two. Just over a 1.5 second lead now. go to the inside there to get around that first lap truck, and that alone might help Moffitt close the gap, but the lead is just over 2 seconds now. So after about 10 to 20 laps on that green flag run, the tires start to equal out little by little. The idea here, we got to push this pit stop and prolong it as long as possible. We can make it on tires and fuel to the end here. We have run longer than 34 laps, but we're already still pulling away from them. We know how equal everybody is the first 10 to 20 laps on a green flag run with 4 fresh tires. So we'll just have to see here.
Clear all around there.
Seconds is the race lead again here. Likely gonna have to go.
You're clear there.
The way we were getting around those lap cuts through the trial, we were pretty much forced to run the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. And we will get to see how these guys will pan out here. We'll run through the middle again. Tire management has been pretty good. Didn't have to take 2 tires at all in this race, so that's good.
All right, clear low. Hold your line, stay high. All clear.
About a 5-second lead on Moffitt.
All right, clear outside. You're all clear up top then.
Now, if we are the first truck to pit here, do have to make sure that if we do fall lap down, we got to get at least our lap back as quick as possible. Not get caught a lap down this late in the race, we will never be able to come back. Ended up finishing a lap down at Las Vegas in my Xfinity Series race yesterday due to the fact I was speeding on pit road. The last pit stop with about 40 to go, and just never able to overcome the odds and win that race. You can get back on the lead lap and have a chance of winning the race. Wasn't really the fastest car, never led a single lap in the race, but I would crack the top 5 to top 10 at times. If I played my cards right and never sped on pit road, I might have had a chance to win.
Go easy on the tires.
Despite at that time and further on not leaving any laps.
You got room. You're clear.
Very, very close now to the green flag pit stops in this race.
Clear low, clear low.
Around Massey there. Gonna stay out of the pits here one more lap.
You're getting pretty fast.
We will pit this time. So we're gonna pit this next time by. This time, we've got 26 laps to go, so we will have 25 laps left by the time we come off of pit road Unless we are to get a caution before we get that far. Which could very well happen.
You're wearing those tires down,
9-second
driver.
lead on Brett Moffitt here, coming onto pit road. Got him speed.
Slow down.
We don't. Down to 48 miles an hour. And we will just take 1 can of fuel here. No need to go more than that. So just a half tank. So 4-tire pit stop under green flag, and that is actually the fastest 4-tire stop under green we have had today. 15.2, that beats the 15.9 to 16.0 we had, as we are just going to fall a lap down here to Brett Moffitt.
Got one peeking outside.
We are the first truck.
Hold your line, got one inside. Looking inside now. Inside, inside. Got one down low now. Got one peeking inside.
Wow. Well, we're back. Battery just died.
Got one down low now.
Unbelievable.
Clear down
And
low.
that's the reason why we don't win this race. That is just unbelievable. I can only blame myself on that one. Completely forgot the battery was low.
You got room, you're clear.
Good news is I'm on 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field. Bad news is that was a lot of time taken up, and this is the valuable time. This is the time where I have to run the quickest laps possible, so we'll see. And I was so close to getting back on the lead lap too in case of a caution. Now I gotta really grind hard here and run this out. And get by 7th place with Ross Chastain here pretty easily. We got 6th place Stuart Friesen just in front of us. And we'll get by him pretty easily now.
Outside, outside. You got room, you're clear.
Brandon Finger in 5th, we'll get by him.
You got room, you're clear. You got a car coming inside.
Tyler Ankrum in 4th, we're going to get by him.
Alright, you're clear.
Brett Moffitt got a really big lead right now. We're up into the 12th position. We are the first truck. 1 lap down in case of a caution, we would at least get our lap back. But we are not going to be able to drive through this field on older tires than the leaders. You're lucky just to get back into the top 10, and there's the caution that we didn't want. Well, that'll give us the free pass. It's all, man, it's all my fault too. I would have been back in the lead lap, at least in the lead. Surprised I didn't throw the caution for that, but tough break though, nevertheless. And we will have to see how this will turn out. We'll see if this will be an epic race to the finish here at Kansas in the Truck Series. Green flag back in the air. And we will see how the finish of this race will go. 16 laps left to crown a winner.
You're all clear up top there. Outside. Clear high, clear high. Low clear.
They're trying to get around these trucks at the rear of the field.
Careful. Still there. You got room. You're clear there. Car outside.
Tyler Ankrum in the race lead as of right now here in the late going.
Alright, you're clear there.
Kind of getting through these trucks a lot easier than what I thought I would. Makes you kind of wonder if they took 2 tires or 4 tires, but we are still in 12th though. We have not yet caught up to the lead pack. We are working on that. A little bit of a hiccup there in turns 1 and 2.
Still there. Clear load, clear load.
Yep, run kind of stalling out now. Tires aren't that much older than the race leaders, only by a few laps. So we're just going to have to see.
Alright, you're clear.
Will we run out of time, or will we have an epic finish here and we will get to them? It'll be close.
Stay high, stay high.
Here we go now, 10 laps to go here at Kansas. Ankrum leads the field. Sorry, 12 laps to go.
Stay high, stay high.
And after how long will the tires start to even out here? 3 wide just to try and get around these lap cars. Finally able to get around them.
Inside. You got room, you're clear there.
Getting closer and closer to at least cracking the top 10, as now we have 10 laps to go in this one.
10 laps, you gotta focus.
Had 6 cautions in this race. This is going to be back-to-back races where it looks like we're probably going to choke this win away, at least as far as the truck series is concerned. It's disappointing when you're trying to get extra playoff points, especially in a season with no stages, despite leading all the laps we're leading. That doesn't get us anywhere. Not too worried about the positions right now. Kind of worried about where we are as far as the race lead goes. 4 seconds off the race lead. 8 laps to go. We'll have to see if we're even gaining any time on the race leaders. Very close to the wall there, really trying to get every source of speed we can.
Still there. All clear.
Now 7 laps to go. Back to the top again here in 1 and 2. Catching up to Sheldon Creed. Again, though, we are likely going to need a caution here. Oh, and just hit the wall off of turn 4. That'll cost us some valuable time as well.
Careful, still there.
5 seconds back of the lead.
High up here.
And again, it's
5 to go, this time back.
5 laps to go. It's too far back. Gonna need a caution here to give ourselves a chance. Make it look like we attempted to not choke this one away, but leading all the laps we did, and stupid error that I had a little bit ago. Despite playing the cards right with the strategy, it's kind of unbelievable. 4 laps to go now. As we are in 8th, we could still get a caution. As long as we don't get back to the white flag. Tyler Ankrum just running away with it here. He's looking to likely get his first win of the season.
Still there. Stay high up here. Bottom's clear.
So with 3 laps to go, we're up to 7th. Have a shot at a top 5 here on Ross Chastain and Brett Moffitt. Praying for a caution here in the next lap. 2 laps to go now at Kansas. Hoping for the 7th caution of the race and hoping that we go to overtime as Tyler Ankrum comes off of turn 2. Down the backstretch now. Into turns 3 and 4. The second to last time, Tyler Ankrum is going to get to the white flag, so if a caution comes out, the next flag will end the race. We're going to try to put a battle on here for 5th.
Still there.
To the inside of Brett Moffitt at least.
Careful, still there.
We clear Moffitt.
You're all clear up top.
The inside of Ross Chastain here, side by side. Battle back to the line here. Chastain will win it. Tyler Ankrum will get the win here at Kansas. We're going to bring it home in 6th. We choked that one away bad. 6 cautions of the race. For a total of an 88-minute race. That is 1 hour and 18 minutes. But... sorry, 1 hour and 28 minutes. The tough break is going to go to me, regardless of me being the biggest mover of the race. Battery died with about 23 laps to go. I should have plugged it back in. Really, the caution after I noticed that. There was a pit stop after. I had plenty of time. Ran probably another hour after I got notified early in the race. Just kind of forgot about it over the course of the race. Still in the points lead, but that one's going to hurt. Those 5 playoff points could mean a lot, as well as the other points just for finishing the race in case we don't get the regular season title. So who knows? First win of the season for Tyler Ankrum. So we now have 5 different winners on the season. So 5 different winners in the first 7 races. So only 3 more drivers can lock themselves in on points. Got a lot of good trucks out there. We're going to have some good teams missing the playoffs. by the way of what it looks like now. Sir Friesen had the fastest lap at 32.063. Yeah, again, we led the most laps. 71 out of 167 laps led in the race. Could have easily have won and led more. That's the tough break overall. That's going to be it for this one, though. For more NASCAR Heat 4 action, as well as other NASCAR related content, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video and the commentary. I'll be sure to get another race in here, at least a few more this weekend. That's what I'm looking at. Probably going to do a doubleheader tomorrow, so look forward to that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.